As Jack Stewart knows, I often write poems where I'm referring to some artwork, and there's a professor of translation in Hong Kong called Serena Jin, who has visited Vancouver quite a few times, and knew Michael Bullock, the surrealist painter and poet who lived here once. Anyway, I was with Serena and her husband Alan in Hong Kong, and she had a banquet among friends for a man called Liu Kuo-song, who was a painter, and he'd been a professor of art at the Chinese university, teaching people how to paint in the Chinese style and the Western style, because he did both. And before he left, he made a scroll, which was a hand scroll of the 4 seasons. So you go from each season to the other in the painting, and it's all kind of one big thing of each season melting into the other. And then he retired to Taiwan. So I call this the 4 Seasons hand scroll. The scroll of seasons unfurls, a relief map of the feelings, and fall of sky in tiny white curls, flakes from the universal roof, and in the ruins of trees already in bud, you can hear silent calls from the throats of birds as spring romps everywhere like a child testing the world, before summer spreads her shawl of coloured silk across abrupt slopes. But I am autumn, ready for the artist's brush to spread the ripening days and harvest a rich life when the world frees frames again in a haven of handfuls hurled of white curls hung in a winter sky. Now, I wrote that when I was, I suppose, about 50-something. Now, I wouldn't say I am autumn. I think I'd have to say I'm winter. Anyway, that was some years ago. Here's another poem that is work in progress. I might have to fiddle with it, and I may even scrap it. But I was amazed to hear for the first time some years ago the phrase gobsmacked. And now lots and lots of people are saying, well, I'm gobsmacked. So I've written this, and it's a kind of dialogue. And it says, well, I'll be mouth spanked. What? What's that when it's at home? My dear chap, don't you find the expression gobsmacked not just vulgar, but a shade old hat? Suppose. But ain't Achilles' heel even older at? Achilles' heel, my good man, keeps a straight bat, since Homer is its origin and those ancient Greeks. Your gobsmacked, au contraire, suggests some corner boy looking for a fight, or some pre-match thug or TV comedian from Brum or Leeds. Well, as posh people say it now as well as us. Correct, those with a bob or two are posh. Adopt a bit of rough slang here and there to show the solidarity they have with poorer folk who live where they don't want to be. Suppose. It's just what people say down Aston way. Yes, a violent image for astonishment. Guess so. Well, other things being equal, I prefer the locution mouth spanked. What the hell? Oh yeah, I get it. It has the distinct advantage too of recalling old Dion Boucicault. Boucicault? Boucicault, dear man, and that delicious role, Lady Gay Spanker. created on stage by Mrs. Nesbitt. A gay spanker, transgender, eh? Well, I'll be mouth spanked. How much time have I got, Alan?
Oh, another 5 minutes.
Okay,
Yeah.
fine, thanks. I've written this for my aunt, who, I've written 2 villanelles to her because she's an extraordinary woman, or was an extraordinary woman. And I was evacuated during the war, and she and my grandpa up in Yorkshire looked after me. And she gave me things I didn't realise when I was a little boy and growing up. But now, as an adult, I realised what she had done. It's called Viner's Gift. It is the joy I know, because you nurtured and encouraged Vi. And with your gift, as boy and man, I grow. The Brontes moor, the summer's pools, crisp snow, we tunnelled through to find more drifts, bright sky. It is the joy I know. All ills of war, dead friends, bombardments glow, that blackened sky, lost love. I heard you cry, that with your gift, as boy and man, I grow. In wedlock's bitter play you lost a throw. Society's a mess, yet still you fly. It is the joy I know. Through 90 years and more you fooled the crow. Enlivened children's eyes, prized friendship's tide, and with your gift as boy and man I grow. Because you live, you love, we reap, you sow. Then at the last, when you must close your eye, it is the joy I know. And with your gift as boy and man I grow.